will not be on your quiz tomorrow. Okay, so on this here, it says we want to find all the zeros, and 1 0 has been given. So if we wanted to factor this, how can we factor it? Use the x. So we want to, no. That's not what this says. It says we want to find a zero. So we want to find the zeros, and we know that if we were just to ignore that 5, if we wanted to factor, how would we factor this? Grouping, because there's 4 of them. Okay, so let's try the grouping. What's the greatest common factor here?
42.
X squared. You don't have to write this down. X squared times 5x minus 34. What's the greatest common factor here? It's a 1.
Oh my gosh.
So what happens is this one doesn't factor. So that happens sometimes. So in this case here, we're given what one of those zeros is already. So that 0 that we're given, how could we use it to find the other zeros? So the thing is when we substitute it in, what are we going to get when we substitute it in?
0.
0. We already know that because it's a 0. So what we want to do is we're going to use synthetic division, because this here stands for x minus 5 or x plus 5? X minus 5. Okay, so we're going to use synthetic division. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to take a 5, and I'm going to take my coefficients. So someone do the synthetic division there for me. Let's see.
Omar.
David, do that for us. Yep. 5 times 5 is? Which is? Good. Good. Yep. So I'm going to put a box around that remainder, and I got 0. Is that what we want?
Yeah.
We know it's a 0, so that's what we want. So now, what does this represent?
Well, you can simplify it.
What does this represent? 5x squared minus 9x minus 2 is 0. Okay, so that's like dividing the 5x to the third, just finding the exponent by x. So that's where we get the 5x squared. So now, how are we going to solve that?
Factor.
Yeah, we're going to factor. So what multiplies to negative 10 that adds to negative 9? What works there? Yep. So we get x minus 10, x plus 1. What next?
No. Divide.
Divide by 5. Easy to forget that. Divide by 5. And we would get x minus 2 times 5x plus 1. The next. What next? Zero product property. X minus 2 is 0. 5x plus 1 is 0. This gives us 2. Okay, my solution, 2, negative 1/5, and 5. Where did I get the 5? Really easy to forget that. So the 5 is listed here, so when I list my roots, I need to list that as one of my roots, or zeros, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's do the next one. What's my first step? Synthetic division with the negative 3. Allie, can you tell us what those numbers would be? And that gives us 0 for our remainder. Is that what we want?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want. So now we write that as 2x squared minus 9x minus 5 is 0. And then what do we do to solve that? We're going to do our x again, multiply 2 times the negative 5. So negative 10, negative 9. Turns out it's the same thing. Negative 10 and 1. X minus 10, x plus 1. That was not meant to be the same. Divide by 2. X minus 5, 2x plus 1. And then what next? Zero product property, right? X minus 5 is 0. 2x plus 1 is 0. So your answers would be 5, negative 1/2, and negative 3. Go ahead and do the try, please. Let's see.
오늘 잘 먹었어. stabbing my pencil. Oh. See, yeah, I'm doing work. You know what? That's good. Really? Can you bring number 4?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now. What?
Thank you.
Yeah. Why though? Wait, because it's -3 time fraction plus time, right? This has to be negative. You got homework for you? Ah, man.
Okay, for your answer on that you try, you should have gotten 2 -3s. Remember, one of them is here, and a -4/5. So there's 3 roots, and it's a degree of 3. That should always match. Questions on that?